prior to hearing the commands on your marks, me personally, I will go through my race process, make sure everything you've been practicing, you have to get it done now. This is what you've been looking for. When the starter says on your marks, everything goes blank. At that point in time, you're just an autopilot. Follow, go to your blocks, set yourself, blank your mind, and only thing I go through is execute, execute, execute. Hi, my name is Ayanna Hutchinson-Britton. I currently reside in Arima, and I was introduced to track and field through my primary school teacher, my standard 4 primary school teacher to be exact, Mr. Marcel. Prior to me living in Arima, we used to live in Laventille, Pashley Street to be exact, and obviously known as a hotspot area. But whatever Mr. Marcel saw in me helped me, allow doors to be open to me that I never thought, I could experience. When you running around the track, you don't think about Olympics, what's that? You don't think about education, free education, what's that? And it's only as I got a little older I realized the amazing thing that my sport was and what it was allowing me to do and allowing me to experience. I made my first national team when I was about 12. And I represented Trinidad and Tobago up until officially as a professional athlete, 2012. And since then I've been actually a master's athlete. So I've transitioned from being a professional elite athlete to a master's athlete, which is most athletes over the age of 35 that still compete internationally. I could attest to what kept me in the sport for the amount of time I've been there. My longevity in the sport was a definite true love for track and field, and definitely a feeling of something not completed, something left undone. I think if I did not have that kind of incomplete feeling, I would have quit a long time ago. But I actually made it through high school, through college. Track and field helped me pay for college. I went to 2 very good colleges in the US. I went to a junior college in New Jersey, Essex County College, for 2 years, and then I transferred over to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas for 3 more years. I think I have a unique quality to kind of fit in anywhere, in the sense that for a long while after I graduated college, there was a very huge gap in the amount of female athletes that competed in Trinidad and Tobago in track and field. Our female team tend to be very small. We always had a bare minimum of 4 girls for a team. And I remember my first Olympic team in 2000 when we went to Sydney, we did not have a relay team. It was literally me, myself, Alicia Tyson, and I think Candice was not my team. But yeah, it was like just 2 or 3 female athletes representing for track and field, and we only did like 1 or 2 events. And I think noticing that there was a huge gap that was missing, that's something we had no representation, no female representation in track and field in Trinidad for a very long while. And I felt the need to be the link, since nobody else was doing it, I felt like it was my job, my duty to continue as long as I could. I went from being a captain, mainstay in the team, to being a reserve. So I wasn't necessarily first choice when it came to relays and stuff like that, but I was always a part of the team. So I think during that kind of helped the transition as to, well, I'm getting older, I'm getting a little bit slower than the rest of the girls. So that process helped me understood that like wherever you needed me, I could be there. I could chip in if you need me on the first leg, you need me on the last leg, you need me to run a 4x4. God forbid, I don't like 400s. But if you need me in a pinch, I will kick in and do it for the team. I absorb inspiration from any place, every place, anyone. But if you're dealing with sport, I would definitely have to say Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Only because I know her on a personal basis. I spent a few years in Jamaica, I think 3 years leading up to the London Olympics in 2012. I spent 3 years in Jamaica training in her team camp at the time. She is one of the most down-to-earth, sweetheart, funny. She's very funny. A funny, warm-hearted person. And if I did not know her in that personal capacity, just her persona on the track, yeah, we vibe. Her vibes on the track, her persona on the track is definitely how I feel and how I behave. As an athlete, your habits are basically the things that guide you. Once you have a good habit, it's obviously very difficult to get rid of. But I think one of my good habits is in certain cases, I tend to be a little bit disciplined when it comes to things like my diet and working out, even though I don't work out as much as I used to, and I wish I would. I'm trying to manage my time, being a mommy now, so to actually stay on a healthy realm, because you tend to hear so many negative things of athletes who have stopped, and when they go through the transition, they just went all the things that you couldn't eat while you were in training, you just go full ham and just eat out everything. I think that I've never been one to indulge that way, and I think that's a habit that has been ingrained in me all these years, especially during college. You can't just eat anything and everything. What I would tell girls, or what I would tell young ladies who are aspiring to be in sport, is that sport builds you in a way that helps you deal with everything else life throws at you. You learn discipline, meaning that you commit yourself to doing one thing, but you cannot let all the other things around you falter. That is basically what the definition of a student athlete is. As an athlete, you are obligated to do your best in whatever sport you're competing in, and you're also obligated to stay in school and do good grades and whatever else. Everything is balanced. You cannot do one without the other. And there are days that is going to be so rough, days that you're going to cry, days that you're going to be like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to hear from nobody. Nobody could coach me. Nobody could tell me anything. You cannot encourage me to do this anymore, because sport, it builds you. And if you cannot be disciplined in one area of your life, how are you going to be disciplined through life in general?